Hey guys, Dr. Gage here. I just wanted to go over some progress x-rays that we took recently of a patient that we've had coming to us for over a year. Generally with x-rays, because they're long-term changes, it does take a long time for us to be able to see those structural changes happen after a long period of consistency with adjustments. So after about a year, we'll retake those x-rays and make sure that we're making progress towards the goals that we're trying to make. Obviously, before that time, we have functional measurements to make sure that we're improving in the short term. We do take our x-rays as well as our nervous system scans here. We like to pair these two together to get a good look at what's going on under the hood. So what I want to show you guys is a patient that came in over a year ago with some pain, chronic headaches and migraines, trouble sleeping, and some issues with trying to get into his workout routine. He's been going to chiropractors for years, and specifically was actually going to a chiropractor actively when he sought care from us last year. Last year when he came in, he took our initial x-rays here, and we're going to go over everything that we found for him and how we've been adjusting accordingly. And then we'll go over the x-rays that we took of him just this past week and show you the progression that he's made. Spoiler alert, he's doing much better now. He doesn't have any pain or headaches anymore. He sleeps much better through the night, much more energized. He also was dealing with some psoriatic arthritis in his hands and his feet, has not been dealing with that at all. And he's been able to get back into working out and doing his exercise that he was trying to get back into in the first place. So without further ado, I'm going to go over these x-rays with you guys pre and post 1 year of chiropractic care. On this first view, we can see with the open mouth that we're looking at the top two bones in the neck here. The dotted lines would be completely straight, vertically and horizontally from the starting point that we chose on the particular vertebrae. As we see, they have rotated following the solid lines. This one here is about 7.5 degrees, and this one is about 2.5 degrees. So we can see that there's some rotation going on in the head and the neck. Next, we have a little bit of a loss of curvature in the neck. Normally, this 29.3 degree curve that we see here, we would like to be about 45 degrees. Normally, that allows the head to sit directly over the shoulders. The further forward that the head goes, obviously the heavier that it will be on the shoulders and the more tightness we're going to have up in the neck and the traps. As we come down to the thoracic spine, we can see that we have a sideways curvature. The spine likes forward to backward curvature to allow for compression against gravity, but it doesn't like side to side curves because that's going to throw off your center of gravity. So you can see here he has a 13.3 degree curve to the right in the thoracic spine. If we keep working our way down to the lumbar spine, you can see it goes to the opposite direction in about 10 degrees over to the left side. Finally, you can see here in the low back, this lowest part of the lumbar spine as it connects to the tailbone here creates this angle. We call this the sacral angle, and we want this generally to be between 20 to 25. That pretty much just shows us that this disc is nice and straight. You can see all of the nerve holes here where they come out from behind the spine. And you can see here that this one is significantly smaller due to this angle being increased from this tailbone being pushed up into the low back. All right, so now we're going to get into the most recent x-rays that we took just last week. Keep in mind, this is the same patient. There was no coaching on how to stand on any of these. This is just taken naturally with him standing in his normal body positioning. We can see these two angles that we were looking at before with the head tilt, showing only 0.68 degrees and 0.4 degrees, which is a vast improvement from the 7.5 and 2.5 that we had before. The curvature in the neck, now we have about a 40 degree curvature in the neck rather than the 29 degree curve that we saw before, which is a huge improvement, especially over the course of a year, seeing that the head is much more upright over the shoulders. Next, we can see that our scoliosis on the right side here in the thoracic spine has gone down to 9.4 degrees rather than 13 degrees that we saw before. Finally, in the low back, we can see that the scoliosis to the left in the lumbar spine is only 0.2 degrees rather than the 10 degrees that we saw before. And finally, this sacral angle that we were discussing is now down to 26 degrees rather than above 30 like we saw before, which means that this is getting much smaller and allowing much more space for this nerve here on the back side. The smaller this angle gets, that means the less that this tailbone is pushing up and compressing the low back. This patient, after receiving these great results over the course of the past year, has had huge improvements in his mood, his energy, his sleep, pain, headaches, and his motivation to go work out and get his exercise in. We are super happy to be able to support our patients in this way and empower them to live their best life, not only for a longer quantity of life, but a better quality of life while we're here. With all of these x-rays, we emphasize that we don't take these and go over these findings to show you how messed up or broken that you may be. We really need to show you where the nervous system is holding the most stress, what we call, as chiropractors, subluxation. If we can locate and remove these areas of stress through the nervous system, your brain can fully perceive what's going on inside and outside of your body, and it can mount a response to adapt to any stressors that it may encounter. If that connection is disconnected, then it won't be able to understand what stress it needs to adapt to, and your body will start to break down over time. We can see these changes happening and we can do something about them. Not only can we prevent them from progressing, but we can reverse them. If you or a loved one are looking for nervous system-based chiropractic care, we're here to help. Give us a call.